Dr. Umar Johnson was recently a guest on The Breakfast Club, and Dr. Umar had a profound statement about Bronny James potentially playing ball with his dad on the Los Angeles Lakers at some point this season. Dr. Umar said, "I want LeBron to play with his son because the optics of that, I think it would be very positive for young black males. I think it would be a small motivation for black men to do more with their sons and more with our boys." While complimentary of LeBron and Bronny, Dr. Umar wasn't as complimentary about the Lakers' new head coach, the guy's going to be coaching Bronny and Bron. He said, "I'm disappointed in Black America because I feel like they are attacking Bronny more than JJ Redick. How in the hell is Bronny getting all this heat from Black America, but JJ Redick ain't getting all this heat? JJ ain't ever won nothing. He ain't win in college. He ain't win nothing in the NBA. He wasn't no MVP. I don't remember if he was ever first team offense or defense, maybe once or twice, but he clearly don't have the record of a Sam Cassell. Look at all these good black assistant coaches out there who are being overlooked." You know what's so interesting about what Dr. Umar had to say about Bronny and JJ Redick? He bounced me into a conversation that I probably would not have thought to have on my own, right? I could tell Dr. Umar's probably a small to moderate sports fan. He probably every now and again gets to turn on, let's say, First Take in the morning, right? He probably checks out a take or two from Stephen A. Dr. Umar's a very busy man that's fighting the good fight. So I think what Dr. Umar brought me to was the conversation about who's more qualified of a candidate. Bronny James, who was a highly touted high school basketball player, being a second round pick by the Lakers in this past draft, or JJ Redick, who was not a good college player. Ladies and gentlemen, JJ Redick is one of the greatest college players ever. I watched pretty much his every dribble. He was a okay, at best, good rotational NBA player, great shooter, and then he obviously, post his career, became a great podcaster who simply got interviews that nobody else in the league or nobody else connected to basketball circles could get throughout the season, off season, oftentimes in a sit-down format. JJ also got a job at ESPN and was able to, night in, night out, show off his skill set as a well-dressed man, a well-dressed white man in America. He is a great communicator. That's going to work well for you in America. It got me to thinking, like, damn, let's say Bronny was a big Twitch streamer, like the biggest out, like a Casanat, and oftentimes Bronny talked basketball, the X's and O's of the games. My question that Dr. Umar brought me to was, is there a world where Bronny James could have JJ Redick himself into the NBA? Meaning, had Bronny been on Twitch throughout his high school journey and his time at USC, and he had other players online, and he had his dad on as a guest, and he talked basketball with all these dudes, and Bronny sounded very astute and knowledgeable about the game, would it been more digestible him being drafted by the Lakers? Would a team have said, "I want to draft this young man because he sounds like he knows the game really well," right? In a second round pick, which is pick 55, so a low risk type of ordeal for the Lakers. The answer I came up with is no. Bronny had to get pulled in by his dad at that point in the draft. And I think that's what Dr. Umar's point resonates with me. There is no world where Bronny could have been a JJ Redick story. And I don't think that's getting talked about enough. I'm not going to call JJ Redick unqualified. We have seen many players make the jump from not coaching to being a coach, even a head coach in the NBA. Hell, we've seen multiple broadcasters make the jump from the booth to the sidelines. Most notably is one of the 5 best coaches in the NBA, Steve Kerr, did that right? And nobody has blinked an eye about it. But I think the JJ Redick one bothers people because we saw that podcast. We saw it, and we saw the ESPN journey, and it all feels like everything was given to JJ on the highest scale. It feels like he was properly taken care of. I'm missing a word here on the top of my mind. It feels like every step of the way he was served correctly, like he was given the best treatment possible in the podcast world by the former athletes, by the current athletes, by ESPN, and now by coaching circles. And it feels like we're too focused on Bronny getting one lob versus JJ that has seemingly got a few lobs, been a really good communicator, clearly a great networker, and now finds himself in one of the hottest seats from an NBA coaching perspective as the head guy for the Los Angeles Lakers. He gets to coach LeBron, most likely for LeBron's last contract in the NBA. Interesting conversation to have. Time, love, and support is what your boy never take for granted. What y'all think about Dr. Umar? Hell, what y'all think about my comments? Dang, forget Umar. I'm playing. But what y'all think about my perspective on this one? I'm out. What up, what up, what up? It's yours truly, the one and only Ferro. If you appreciate the great quality content that your boy consistently puts out for the culture, you can now take that love and appreciation to the next level. You can cop a supporter badge on Facebook or a membership on YouTube. We have perk announcements for both platforms coming really, really soon. Thank you in advance. As an independent journalist, this is how I feed my family, pay my bills, all that great stuff. So any support is appreciated dearly. Thank you in advance. Time, love, and support. I'll never take it for granted.